Hello and welcome back to Factorio Fixit. My name's MWard and let's get cracking. Today we're playing a factory by MWard. Check out that playtime, ladies and gentlemen. 97 hours, 53 minutes. Yikes, this is a long-term factory. So this should be interesting. Yes, okay, wonderful. Yeah, now let's have a look at the frame rate. Yikes. That hurts. Normally I get a nice solid 60-60 out of pretty much all factories, but this one, decent size. You can see there's a lot of research, a lot of discovered area, and a lot of entities on the map. That's for sure. A lot of things getting attacked as well. So let's have a look. Let's run around and see what is happening with this base. Let's have a quick look at this actually. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Instantaneous production of roughly 5k per second main resources. And nearly 2k per second of green circuits. That's nice. So let's have a look around. Let's see what's up. Now, this seems like the base proper. Big solar panel thing over there. Okay, belt rebalancer. That's nice. Copper. Let's go up here. This seems like, let's have a look at this. It's respectable. Only got 6.3k, no worries. That's insane. So, let's have a look, see up here. Now this seems to be the main lifter for the base. He's got a bus of sorts running down here. Steel, gear wheels, iron, copper, green circuits. Let's have a look at the end here. Okay, those green circuits are going too far. See that they're not quite getting to the end there. That's a problem. If I make one of them, will that fit? Oh yeah, it will. They will. Let's ditch some of this stuff that's not of any use to us. Oi. I gotta remember to fix that. Right, let's do it. Destroyer capsules will keep, they may be useful. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of them. Inventory management, ladies and gentlemen, extremely important. Was it? Oh, whoa. Whoa. Shizer. I clicked the wrong button there. To be accurate, I clicked the right button twice. Ooh, big issues. Right, here we go. Just work our way back through that list again. Don't need that, so we can get rid of that and that. Get rid of that. And that sounds about right. Now, let's have a bit of a broader look here. Well, so central station, copper station. Looks like we've got some distributed mining going on. That's oil outpost, and I would say that's a mine. Yeah, mining, trains, iron mines, wonderful. So it looks like this factory has gone through a long process of being improved and worked on, and 100 hours worth of work does show in a factory. One issue is that there's just not enough green circuits, and it might be because of these capsules. These capsules are being made to make destroyer. No, these are distractors rather. These are wow. Okay, that is a few. Why on earth are we making so many of those? 2.8k plus then a 4.8, 4.8, and 4.8. That is just eating resources. Yikes! Stop there. So that is incredible. A lot of production right there. So what we might do, right, just to make it look prettier, is just increase the belt storage a little bit. Okay, now that will sort itself out. You can see that green circuits have actually caught themselves up, so that's pretty nice. I didn't actually touch that at all. Here we've got, well, it's 1-to-1 production, which is, yeah. Oh, shizer. So the productivity modules will actually toss out an extra one for every productivity. So that's roughly 1 in every 3 will go out. 1, 2, and then yeah, roughly 1 in 3 will create an extra one. So that it must be that yeah, we want more green circuits. So this is just flipping it over. Yep, that's all straightforward. Need more copper. Yikes. Copper. Where'd it go? I thought that went into my pocket. Apparently not. Okay. So the raw copper input seems to be the holdup, which is not surprising because that's really the holdup for a lot of factories. You know, you just can't avoid it. It's going to happen, and you just plan for it as best you can. It takes a really, really well-designed factory to avoid having that big slowdown when it comes to your copper and your green circuits. That entire kind of production line is often where you'll find a factory will fall down, and it's largely unavoidable. Oh, that's great English right there. Write that down. Root negative 2015. Unavoidable. I think the derision and rip-offs are unavoidable, to be honest. Okay, this we'll get to. But yeah, it's kind of unavoidable. That whole chain is just one big copper. Where's the button I'm looking? Here we go. This entire chain. So green circuits take copper cable. Advanced circuits take copper cable. Processing units don't directly take it, but indirectly they need 20. So that's 20 times 3. So that's 60 copper cable for a processing unit, plus another 8. So there's 68 copper cable that go into a processing unit. And then we come to these happy clouds, and they're going to need 5 times the greens and 5 times the reds. This one's 5 times the blues and 5 times it just gets out of bloody control, and it makes it hard. Now this is actually a really cool design that kind of come up on the forum a little while ago. So you notice that these have got speed modules in them. Now if I can get to an example of where one of them is actually working, watch how ridiculously fast this thing is. Look at it, it just chugs it out, like absolutely smashing that ore out. The downside is power usage. You can see that the energy consumption is 522 kilowatts. That's 190% more than what it would normally. So there's the trade-off there. If you need more speed and you have limited space, then that's one way of getting a solution. And this beacon design is very compact and very nice. You can get 6 furnaces into the area, which is a very, very good number. Normally, you can only fit 4 if you're good, 2 or 3 if you're plonking it down as an afterthought. So yeah, let's move right along. That's the raw processing area. I wonder what's happening here. Okay, so we've got an outgoing line and an outgoing line. To be honest, I would prefer both lines to be coming down, shorten that range that it has to work on. The longer it is, the harder the compression has to. The longer it is, the greater the delay between the consumer and the producer. And if that delay is too great, it doesn't matter what production capacity you've got at this end, it'll still seem like the factory's lagging. And if it seems like the factory is lagging, your kind of solution is to automatically build more of them. But it may not actually solve your problem. You'll notice here, what I'll do is I'll just eat a whole bunch of these, right? And you'll notice it'll start to thin out. Now this here would easily be able to pack a blue belt, but it might not be able to because of this long lead time. You can see that it's starting to break up. Is it going to break up completely though? So you can see in here that, yeah, we're starting to get patches. And it might be an idea, you might have the thought that, oh shit, we need to put more stuff on here, but if you actually shorten that lead time here, it takes less time for, you can see up here, it's taking a long time for it to work its way around and actually catch up and produce enough to fulfill what we're looking for. Now let me just grab one of these. Oops, I've got one of them already. I'll get rid of some of them iron plates. So yeah, shortening up that lead time is pretty important. Without it, you're going to end up, yeah, your factory isn't going to perform as well as it might if you didn't do that. And see now that we've stopped those destroyer caps being made, it's a little bit nicer and it's looking a little bit better. I dare say that was a calculated plan to just build lots and lots of destroyer caps because they're expensive. You know, using it resources because we could. Now let's go back down here. Research area, yeah, we don't really need to talk about that. This seems like it was the original factory here, and then MWard has moved up the top there and rebuilt his entire thing. Now here you notice that we've got everything working on the productivity module 3s, and is there I don't think there's a rocket defense anywhere, but basically it's just kicking them out into storage. Now here is an example of where speed modules aren't necessarily what you need. What you need here is productivity modules. The reason being that these the input resources are so scarce that you don't really need speed, you need more of them. So one way to artificially create more of them is to use productivity modules. It'll artificially create these resources for you, insofar as every time you create a productivity module 3, it'll increase the counter. So eventually you end up with this pseudo effect of you get free stuff for free, and generally the more expensive the item is, the better, the more it's worth, basically. It's really, really obvious and it makes kind of dumb sense. Of course it does. But if you use it for something like rocket defense, you know, the amount of resources you get for free is insane. Like, it's absurd. You know, if you get a free rocket defense for every, 10 that you build, that is like 100,000 iron plates or something. Whereas if you're using productivity modules in iron plates or copper, for example, you're only getting one copper plate every 4, which is nothing. You know, in one fell swoop, you could have all these resources, just by using it in something that's more effective, more expensive, and hence more effective as a result. I think that covers that. Let's keep moving. That's gone too far. And not really anything to fix here, I don't think. I think this is just an example of what happens when you play around in the game, and it's a really, really cool factory that has a fair bit of character. You looking around it, it's clear that this hasn't really had a plan. And it's grown and it's evolved and it's changed and then it's evolved and changed some more. So really, really excellent. Yeah, that's nothing. Wonderful. So, solar fields kind of reminds me of that that scene in the Matrix where Neo goes to the fields of humans that are in the power plants. He's like wandering through and it's like all scary and shit, and the lightning is discharging up the towers. Yeah, see? Exactly like it. It reminds me every single time. Now, that seems like, all in all, this base is very, very secure. It's just kind of expanded and started to eat the landscape. Very nice. I love that idea. If you want to read a cool book, go read von Neumann's War. It's science fiction book by Bayan. Actually, science fiction, if you're a sci-fi fan, go look up Bayan. Jim Bayan is a absolute legend. He's done more to further sci-fi as a medium and a valid kind of, what would you say, a valid form of entertainment. It's always been valid, but kind of viewed as a providence of nerds and people who are a bit different. But he owns a publishing company called Bayan Books, and they publish pretty much exclusively sci-fi stuff with a bit of fantasy in there as well. And there's actually an online library. Ooh, now, did you notice that? I'll come back to Jim Bayan shortly. Did you notice that as I've been walking along, as I've revealed this area, you can see that there's actually a biter base that's spawned here. Oh no. it hasn't. It just grouped. This might turn into a biter base if we continue, or if we leave them be. So let's just upset them and piss them right off. But that's something to be aware of when you're, you know, colonising the place, is to put down radar stations. Without them, without pushing back that fog of war, they're going to recolonise, and as time goes on, you end up with this massive rolling war where you just need, where you're constantly fighting to keep your gains and to avoid, you know, having parts of your supply line cut off. Because you can imagine, this is all undefended. So if your biter base spawns in here and starts attacking that line, or comes towards the source of pollution, which is here, they're going to run into the train line, and then you're going to cut power. If they cut power here, you can see that down the line there is a whole heap of shit running on it. So you know, you lose power here, you lose power down here, suddenly biters from here, here and here can attack in on these vectors and wipe out your hard fought mining bases. So something to be aware of. The other option is the brute force approach, which is throwing down laser turrets, but the only downside with that is you'll notice that having lots and lots of laser turrets puts a really big draw on your power. Not to say that, you know, you can't overcome it with enough solar panels, but in the early game, not everyone has a 100-hour factory up their sleeve that they've been working on. In the early game, you know, especially when you're fighting, and if the biter settings are rather high, you know, securing that supply line either through radar stations or turrets along the emplacement lines, it's kind of a must, really. Let's go in and cause a bit of death, destruction and mayhem. Now from memory, this has a lot of shields. Yeah, so you can see right now I can just walk through the base with no real issues whatsoever. As I said, oh okay, not that many shields, but we're pretty overpowered right now. We're OP, you know, YOLO and all of that. Now back to Jim Bayan. As I was saying, Jim Bayan has a publishing company by the name of Bayan Books, and he actually has a free library that's there to download. Go and get it. I'm a massive fan of several series, and I'll probably need to talk about a few of my favourite authors, especially from Bayan, because this channel is probably perfect for it. Between Factorio, Kerbal Space Program, and what was the other one? Oh, Starship Corporation, and a few of those games. It's like nerd heaven in here. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're pretty overpowered. Now if we were to leave this alone and leave this area out in Fog of War, in Fog of War, the base would actually respawn here, because that's how the generator seems to work, is that the biter bases will actually come back and respawn exactly where they were last time. It's not a feature, I think it's just a kind of a quirk in the code where the generator just comes up with the same answer, you know, twice in a row, which stands to reason. It is a computer, hence why 2 plus 2 would normally equal 4. But keeps it in mind, because what you could do, for example, is come along and say, right, well I've just wiped out a biter base in X location. Say it was here. What I can do is I can plonk down a radar, okay, in the exact spot where I just wiped it out, put down some power and some laser turrets, and suddenly you've just affected the biter's ability to respawn in that location. Okay, because they'll try and come back here and respawn, then they get attacked, and the biter base just will never return. So, pro tip, keep that in mind. Very cool. I think that really covers it. I was just coming down here to have a look at these bases, and it's not really. It's all very nicely designed. I think that over time, MWard has really picked up how to play the game, and there's not really much I can offer it. I think that given time and, you know, more practice and perhaps a harder factory, it's going to be a very good player. So, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Wow, that is a thick wall. Nothing's going to break through that. And if you'd like me to play your factory, be sure to send it through to rootnegative@gmail.com. I'd love to play it. I'd love to have a crack at it. And yeah, I'd love some more early game factories. I always seem to get lots of late game factories, which is cool. I love them. Don't get me wrong. But I'd love to see some more advanced factories early game factories where people are really struggling, or they've got some questions about, oh, you know, I'm pretty much boned in this save and I need to fix it. Can you help? I love those kinds of challenges. Until next time, I'll see you later.